Hi, this is Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I have 4 new journals. It's kind of a journal Etsy restock, and these are all butterfly themed, loosely anyway. I made them all at the same time because I used images from the same book, but each one is totally inspired differently, just however I wanted to go with it. So there's a lot of differences between them. So I'm going to do a quick flip through of each one. You can click the link below if you wish to purchase any of these on my Etsy. So 2 of them are slightly longer. These 2 are a 1/2 inch longer. I think these 2 are 5 by 7 and these 2 are 5 by 7.5. So if you like it slightly longer, there's 2 longer ones and 2 shorter ones. So let's start with the shorter ones. Let's start with this purple one. It is covered, it is a cereal box cover, but then I covered it in fabric. So this really pretty, and I've made a journal with this fabric before, but really pretty purples and yellows. And the images come from a book on butterflies from 1934. These are digital prints. The copyright has expired though, because they did not renew the copyright after so many years. So they are in the public domain, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And I love using these images from the 30s because they are a little different from what we normally use. I think they just have a little bit of a different aesthetic to them. So we have decorative stitching here on the edge, straight stitching down here, multiple layers, scrapbook paper, stitching, music paper, yellow burlap flower, and then this really pretty subtle ribbon that really complements the wing pattern in the butterflies. So let's get into it. 40 pages in each one. This one I used quite a bit of the kit Orchid Mist, and I will post that shop link below. I put this on, this is the Stash Depot, I believe, on Etsy. Totally gorgeous. So in the front, I lined all of them with coffee dyed paper. That's been my new favorite lining. And then I added this guest check that I got from Junk That Treasures. And I just did some stitching here. And so you can do secret journaling. You can journal, this says thank you. And so I thought this would be great for a gratitude list. And then you can journal or put something hidden under here and maybe name an address or something there. So here's one of these beautiful orchid pictures. And then I also used some of my pages from my soft vintage nature papers that I have on Etsy. And the coffee dyed papers that I used inside of all of these, I really think are incredible. I tried something new and I added some artist's acrylic ink to my coffee solution. And I'll show you. I got it at Hobby Lobby in their sale. It is this here. And originally $5.99, I got it for $1.49. I used this color, which is antelope brown, and it looks like kind of a mossy green, olive green color initially, but then it dries brown. So, and I can tell, like, let me just give you a tip here, guys. When you're buying this stuff marked down, and one of the workers at Hobby Lobby told me, the cashier told me, some of this stuff has been there for so long. And yeah, the dropper is clogged, and it's kind of thick. I mean, it's kind of like separated. So it's not like perfect and pristine condition, but for what I'm using it for like, you know, journals, mixed media, dyeing, paper, stuff like that, it's perfect. So, I used a little bit of that in it, and I just tried some different like pouring or splattering techniques. And so we got some really cool effects. There's some stamping here. This is a vintage typewriter page. This is some repurposed lace from a shirt. And then I added a little butterfly punch. That's a Martha Stewart punch there. Lots of room for journaling. I love to leave room for journaling. And there's just this coffee dyed paper has so much character that I really, really wanted to leave a lot of that. This is more orchids from that kit. I got this also from Junk That Treasures, and I loved how the stitching came out on it and how that green kind of looks like a mint green on there. I like turning them into pockets, and I have this cute little addition card that I inked up with purple. Again, look at that coffee splatter. So gorgeous. Here's a wallpaper corner tuck. I got this in some Happy Mail. It is so cute. And then I made this little flip. I believe this paper is a print from Dream Up Graphics, I believe. And so more orchids and a little glassine bag from Junk That Treasures. And inside the bag, I included a little stamp from the orchid kit, a ticket from Dollar Tree, and a vintage game card. And then my soft vintage nature papers, more coffee dyed papers. Here's some stamping, some butterfly stamping, book pages with flowers. This is also, I believe, from the Orchid Mist kit. Little bits of embellishing. So this is from my soft vintage nature pages. So lots and lots of room for journaling. Here's one of the postcards from the Orchid kit. I love these. They're my favorite part of the kit. Well, a tie between these and the tags. The tags on this kit are incredible, and I'll show you those later. But I backed it with some foiled cardstock, so that would look really pretty. Here's one of the tags from the kit, and there's some lace, and it's sewn all the way around, backed with this gray marbled paper. This is my paper, Soft Vintage Nature, more orchids. Here's a doily tuck spot. I used Distress Spray Stain and cracked pistachio, a little teeny flower, and then this little, that of course stuck in there to the glue. It's weird how it does that even with the hot glue. It must have still been slightly, there we go. So it's just a little tag flip here, some glimmer mist on the inside, lots of room for journaling, a little piece of fabric at the top. So I folded this orchid page over to make a little tuck spot, and I tucked in another tag from the kit. Look at I just love the color choices. Again, backed with this kind of gray, cloudy, marbled looking paper. And this also I got in some Happy Mail. Added that in there. Some little pink flower stamps in the background, more typewriting paper, beautiful flourish stamp. Look at the splatter. I mean, it's just incredible. Okay, so here's a green envelope. It is empty. I just inked it up so you can add memories inside of it. And then there were also these little stamps in the kit. Let me focus here. I tried to fix my settings. I was telling you how I was having trouble with my camera settings, and I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to do. It's definitely not trying to focus. For the sure. For the sure. All right, I'm going to zoom out. There we go, and then try to zoom us back in. All right, so there's these stamps here, and I added that on there so it looked like it was about ready to be addressed and posted. Again, gorgeous orchid images, and then the back. So that is this one. Now, the other 5x7, the cover's a lot brighter. This is some fabric I got from Walmart. It was a fat quarter, and I think it is really pretty and bright and cheery. And I'll let you see the decorative stitch. It goes all the way around it. Another butterfly from that 1934 book. And then this, I believe, was from my Happy Planner when I had one. And I just added a doily behind it and a flower. And this is the same ribbon as this. It just goes so well with the butterflies. Oh, and some gold trim on the edge. So inside, again, we have coffee dyed paper on the inside, and this I also got in Happy Mail, and then I just stenciled index card, so you can write on that. Live each day with grace and grace and authenticity. Live each day with grace and authenticity. That's Tim Holtz. And these are, I believe, all Dream Up Graphic. This is Dream Up Graphic blue wood, I think, blue floral wood or something like that. Scrapbook paper, gold trim, coffee dyed paper, lace. This is a piece of scrapbook paper that I punched a butterfly out of and then stitched a doily around so you could see the doily makes up the inside of the butterfly. Book pages. Here's an extra little clip with some silver ribbon you can use anywhere. This is a gray linen page from Dream Up Graphic as well, and then there's a stamp I got from Hobby Lobby on there. A dream is a wish your heart makes. This is scrapbook paper, and then just a little collage down there with a decoupage flower. I turned an index card into a tuck, so here's a butterfly, and then I made a little booklet here, and this is gardening book pages, and then coffee dyed pages to write on, and that just slips right in there. This is like a teacher's grading book, and then a secret journaling space with some scrapbook paper, a coffee dyed paper, stamping. Dream Up Graphic, I love the glass mosaic effect. Scrapbook paper, And then just some different papers clipped on here for journaling, some paper from Calico Collage, a little flower clipped on there. You can add those anywhere in the book. Some rose stamping in the middle. I made a little envelope here, and I think there's a tag inside. There is a little textured tag with an eyelet. And I just made that from some scrapbook paper and added a button to make it super cute. And then I punched out that edge there. There's a flower, a vintage Rolodex card with a stamp, and then this is a big journaling card that I stitched around. This is a little label from the Garden Fresh kit, Calico Collage, and I stamped a butterfly on that. This is from my Woodland Wonders journaling cards. There's a butterfly and a quote from Thoreau on there. Some ribbon, scrapbook paper. This is from my British Butterflies bound book, and you can order that on my the whole book of those butterflies on my Etsy. This is like a punch out, and then a big tag from Seneca. I just gonna say Seneca Pond Crafts. This is not Seneca Pond Crafts. I just had a brain like meltdown. It looks like her work, but it's someone I just used recently. And I'm trying to think. I will list the links below because I just totally, you know, when you're trying to think of something and you can't remember it, even though it is on the tip of your tongue, that is where I'm at. Cherry Pink Prince. There you go. I did it. A little butterfly says happiness. And that's the end of this one. Now we're going to get into the ones that are 7.5 inches long, so they're just a little bit longer. This one is featuring this beautiful fabric I got at a local quilt shop, and it's textured, embossed. It's like raised. It feels incredible. Beautiful stitching around the edges, multiple layering, stitching, and then I used some lace from the Dollar Tree to close this one. And the pages are the same size in this one as in the other one, so you can see the stitching all the way around the edge. And I used my Hobby Lobby stamp, the Established, so you can write the year or the date that you start this journal. This is a Ghostly Rose kit from the Stash Depot, and I used that one in here, most of it anyway. And then some prints. This is from Lambden, I think. And then this is Calico Collage. I did this bookmark from Above Park Crafts book page and using the Hobby Lobby tag punch. So I put that in there just as a bookmark. And then there's some vintage butterflies. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Little pieces from the Ghostly Rose kit. This is a Calico Collage rose. And I just added some tags in there. Book pages, stamping, and then my... one of my subscribers, Ying Ya, sent me that stamp. I've been using it a lot. I love it. Postcard from the kit, and it's backed with some scrapbook paper. There's some lace sticking off this page here. Really pretty. This is one of those resist pages. I don't know. Hopefully you can see it. I sprayed it with like a glimmer mist, and you can see flowers and text and things through that. It's a really heavy page. And I clipped on another postcard from that kit. This is from Victoria Designs, some of the coffee stained paper. Beautiful scrapbooking paper in the middle. Cute little tag and pocket there. This is more, I think it's Lambden, Charles Lambden. A little envelope and tag so you can stick little pictures or memories. This is from the kit, and I backed it with some paper and just added it as part of the page decoration. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. That's a Tim Holtz sticker. And then I added this little, I added stitching on this ribbon. There's butterflies in the middle and then zigzags, and then that makes a pocket for this Calico Collage journaling card that I just added in there. And that's the end of this one. There's one more. So the final journal, again, this is 5 by 7.5. I also got this fabric from the local quilt shop. It is super shiny and glittery with pinks and golds and reds and silvers. And then I crimped down some corners on it, some metal corners, and then there's like a clearish silver button there. There's gold paper Really pretty stitching, butterflies, gold ribbon. So really, really showy. And then these pages are a little bit longer and they pretty much fill the book. There is no stitching around the coffee dyed paper. So just a little scrapbook paper pocket in the front, coffee dyed paper. And then this is just like a Filofax to-do list, but I stamped these flowers in silver and they look amazing. They're really shiny. So we've got scrapbook paper and a little stamped book plate I made. And then there's this glimmer mist, and it's Tim Holtz, like the metallic sprays, and they're stenciling, so you can see that. Little flower, scrapbook paper, journaling, fabric, coffee dyed paper. This is from the old design shop. It's come little leaves. I just tore it out of the music, and then I stamped some green leaves on that page. Beautiful gold floral print there, more stenciling. Some ribbons, and then a little familiar flowers if you did this project with me in, I believe it was January. It's one of those leftover journaling cards. Book page, but I glued on this coffee dyed flip. So there's glimmer mist here on the inside, and then a texture paste and glimmer mist. I think it's glimmer mist or acrylic, something like that. I made it a while ago and it was left over from a project. Really shimmery. That paint made it shimmery. Little gold doily piece, more ribbons. This is a pink cardstock. Here's a little vintage print of a seed packet. There's a little bit of wallpaper behind that. Silver foiled paper. This would be a beautiful mat for a photo. Then there's all stenciling on the inside here. And then a piece of that fabric along the side there. More stamping. Creativity takes courage. I punched a corner out here. Gold trim stamping. This is a Michaels stamp. Stenciling. This little, I have a gold clip, and then this paper is from Dream Up Graphic, I believe. I hope I'm right. And there's a little like sticker that looks like a silver wax seal. You can carefully peel that up. Journal inside. It's quite sticky, and they're stitching. So that is I love this. Is probably one of my favorite parts of this journal. I think it just adds a whole lot of sophistication. It's a great place to journal something and look like you sealed it. This is just a flip out, and this is the same stencil throughout. I just used green so you can see it a little bit better here. Some little tickets. I believe these are from Calico Collage Traveling Through Kit, and I just clipped them on there. A wallpaper tuck spot and a little ledger tag. I got the ledger paper from Above Par Crafts. And that's the end of this one. So I know this was a long video, but I wanted to make sure you could see every page of each of the journals because there was just so much to see. I loved making these. They were just so much fun. Nature journals are my favorite, and I just kind of really just enjoyed myself. So I hope that you love them as much as I enjoyed making them, and I will see you all in the next video.